Hello everyone and welcome back to World of Warplanes. This time we'll be taking a look at the Tier 3 Soviet multirole fighter, the I-16E, short for Early Mod. Yes, very amazing name. Yes, this, if you look at it, this plane leads to literally every single multirole and light fighter that Soviet Russia has to offer. The only line you cannot... No, I take that back. You can even get to the ground pounders from this plane. So you are almost guaranteed to play this plane if you want to play any plane in the Soviet tech tree. So, how does it play? Is it good? Well, let's first check out its history. See if I can find it. So if we click on it, it was developed in the early 1930s as a high-speed fighter used in Spain in 1936 during the Battle of... Don't even want to try pronouncing that. Sorry. In 1939 and throughout World War II. So, it's very early, right? I don't know much of the history, but there. That's as much history as I know about the plane. But anyway. So, anyway. Let's check out what Wargaming says about this plane. First, it's got machine gun armament effective in close combat. That is very true. This plane has two 50 cals and two 7.6 mils. So, it's got four guns. Let's see. We've got one mounted here, one mounted there, and I think the other one is mounted right there. So, oh, or maybe not. Maybe that's not the gun. Actually, the guns are right here. You can see them right on the tips right there. So you have two motor or engine mounted ones and two wing mounted ones. But they're very close to the center, so, you know, but I mean, they're not super accurate. But anyway, it's got low survivability. Okay. It's got low airspeed, but good boost. The boost, it's kind of short, but it really propels it. Sure, but it's a slow plane. It's... Sure, maybe it's got decent boost, but it is very slow. It's like comparable to Japanese slow. Very, very slow. But it's also comparable in maneuverability, which Wargaming says it has good maneuverability in rolls and turns. That is true. You can flip around all over the place, and this probably has one of the highest rate of rolls I've ever had on any plane. It's very competitive, or it's very similar to even the roll rate of the FW-190s or the Batwings. Those have amazing roll rates, but this plane just, it flips around in like a matter of a second. It's crazy. So yes, it is very maneuverable, but it's slow. Effective in low altitude combat and in destroying small amounts of ground targets. Yep, small amounts of ground targets just because it's got 4 rockets. They're not the greatest thing in the world. 450 damage. Sure, you have some armament. That's about it. But, you know, don't go smashing ground targets. It's going to take you forever. Maybe you can try doing it against air-to-air, but these are mainly designed for ground targets. So hitting other planes with them can prove to be quite difficult. I mean, it can be done, but it's kind of difficult. And can carry small rockets. Yeah, okay. But this plane has, back to the altitude, it's terrible. It's very, very bad. 1640 feet, that's really bad. You're not going to be engaging anything at any sort of altitude You really, really want to keep this low altitude as much as possible. The higher you go, the more vulnerable you become. So, yeah, that's about all for this plane. I'm running universal ammo on it because, thank you DO335, I have enough credits to run it. So, running universal, first aid, pneumatic, and control surface because I don't do fire extinguishers. And upgrades, I don't have any, but if I were to put them on there, accuracy is very important on this plane because they're low caliber guns and they just kind of spew everywhere. So to try to focus those shots in a little bit, go with the accuracy. But also because this plane excels so much in the maneuverability aspect of it, add 3% to maneuverability and stuff. These two right here are awesome. So that's the setup I would do. Improved optical sight, lightweight airframe 1, and control surface adjustment 1. I think that works very well. As for paint shop, there is, if it loads, there's no gift camouflage, unfortunately, and because of that, I also cannot put my beta sticker on there. Not very happy about that. I love putting my beta sticker on stuff. Oh well. As for crew, well, he's a 50% pilot that I had because it's a tier 3 plane. You'll get through it in a matter of a few battles. So I actually don't have anything. But if you wanted to play this plane, because it is a very good plane. I know back in the day, before 2.0, this was probably one of the most favored low-tier aircraft you could get your hands on. I even remember back before 2.0, Wargaming offered a couple contests to see who could replicate some of their videos that they made of really crazy maneuvers, I guess, underneath bridges and through tiny little cracks and crevices, and I thought that was kind of cool. But this was the go-to plane for those events because of its incredible rate of roll, its incredibly small size, and its amazing maneuverability overall. Like, this plane is the master of maneuverability. I would say it's even better than some of the Japanese planes. That is definitely its strong point. 75, it's very high. But anyway, so because of that, I would almost recommend, if you want, go for aerobatics expert and aerodynamics expert to give yourself even more maneuverability, and your maneuverability will be unparalleled. Alternatively, which is the route I probably would go, is marksman 1 and 2, but this maneuverability aspect is very viable as well. So, do what you think is best. I guess you could put Rocketeer on there because you have 4 rockets, but because you only have 4 and they're not very well designed for air-to-air combat, I don't recommend this. I think you'd get a lot more benefits out of using the maneuverability ones or the marksman 1 and 2. So, that's how I would set up this plane. And I think that is about it. Also, let's check out the firing range. Your 20s, your 50 cals, they can go up to 1640, which is actually quite respectable. But your smaller guns can go only up to 1400 feet, which is very low. Personally, I recommend not firing until even closer because your guns will overheat and you'll be basically ineffective. So I do recommend firing at about 800 to 1000 or even lower than that. You'd really be pushing your damage output to quite high if you get close. But these are absolutely 100% not long range weaponry, and as such you should not be playing it for long range. But yes, rate of roll 190 degrees per second. That's really good. Optimum airspeed 147. That's not very good. I'll open these up if you guys want to look at them. But I think that is about it. That's about all I have to offer. Let's jump into some gameplay. Alright, and welcome back to World of Warplanes. So, this is the gameplay section, and we are top tier. There's only 3 tier 3s on each team, so we are the top of the list. Awesome matchmaker. Let's see what we can do. I am flying at this moment with Carter, and yes, I am trying to work my way to the I-17 and the I-16L for late mod. So yes, that's what I'm going to be working on. I love this map. It's very small, which is awesome for low tier. There's many sectors, which is also amazing for low tier, because no matter where you go, you're gonna run into a sector. You don't have to drive or fly all over the place to try to reach a sector. So I like this one. The garrison's right in front of my face, so I'm gonna try taking the garrison before I go on to something else. We got an AO 192. As you can see, look at the dispersion of the guns. It is quite bad, and because of that, you really do want to make sure you're very close to your target before you start opening fire, which is why I recommend accuracy buffs and equipment modules. So we took that. Now I'm going to the airfield because I want a place to respawn, so I don't have to fly as much. When in these low tiers, you really do want to think about if there is an airstrip or an airfield, take it, because it takes you so long to go from one side of the map to the other. So if you give yourself a spawn point, it's really good. So I'm going to that one first. Carter's right with me, but as you can see, these low tiers, you're just spending forever flying from sector to sector. But yep, here we go. We're almost there, which is exciting. We'll actually see some action now. Looks like Carter's got an AO 192 trying to shoot him. But let's shut him down. Looks like he's right above us. As you can see, look, you do a lot more damage when we're very close. And when you are close, these guns do a lot of damage. But you do have to get quite close before they're super effective. Take out the enemy first because it's the enemy. Although in retrospective, if I wanted to farm a little bit more personal points, I should have shot down the air defense and then shot down the enemy plane, because the enemy plane doesn't get blown up if we take the sector. So if I wanted to get a little bit more from my personal points and be a little bit more greedy, that would have been the way to do it. But with that airfield taken, now we are heading off to the center, and it looks like the enemy are just about to take it, so we're going to come in and see if we can have a word about them taking it. There are ground pounders down there, but I really don't want to deal with those. This plane excels in maneuvering combat, so I want to find planes that I can maneuver with, like these bulldogs that are low health. Unfortunately, we did not take the garrison quick enough, but that's okay. We'll come here, everything will respawn, and we'll take it anyway. That poor bulldog can't do anything, he's just gonna die. So yes, he's dead. Awesome. And now there's nothing else for me to shoot, so I guess I could go for the ground pounders, but the lock is going to be released right now, so the air defense are going to pop up right now. There they are, right next to me. That's awesome. Let's take down the heavies first, because you always want to target the heavy air defense planes first, because if they get a lead on you, you will die very, very quickly. So take out the heavies first. He's dead. Flip around. He's dead. Okay. I keep flipping around. Oh, here's another prime target, and we took it already. Well, that was fast. That was very fast. But anyway, we have an AR-80 coming in, which is a very good plane for its tier. So let's shut him down. It's a bot, so he's going to die very easily. He's on fire, and Carter got him. Nice job. I think he killed him because of the fire, but regardless, he's dead. Now, we're going to the other airfield because I want targets to shoot, and there's no targets to shoot if I don't go over to the airfield. So, we're going over to the airfield, and AO-192 is coming. It looks like he's just going to fly by, so goodbye. He's dead. 5,300 personal points already, so not too bad. And there's not really a whole lot of targets over there. I see a lot more red down low to the garrison, so that's where we're going. We're going to have some fun at the garrison. So here we go. P-26. He'll be an easy target if I can actually hit the plane. Alright, there we go. Knock him out. Flip around. Here comes a bulldog. Am I going to go after him? Yep, we're going after him. Awesome. He's flying in a straight line. Well, thank you very much, sir. You are dead now. We have an F2F coming in, so let's see if we can do anything against him. He's maneuvering, so you're never going to hit your rockets, so don't fire your rockets at him. Just won't hit him. Flip around, and we knock him out. I actually pulled away before I even knocked him out. It's kind of funny. He's dead. We got an F2F coming in. He's an easy target as well, so let's take him out. And you know, if you notice, we are technically outside of the garrison border, but I don't really mind that because I don't particularly want to take the garrison right now. We'll just win too fast. So I am not taking the garrison intentionally. We have a heavy. He's not directly looking at me, so I don't fire my rockets. But we flip around and yep, there's nothing he can do. He's just a big old target, and he's just going to die. Although they do have a lot of hit points, and it is taking us quite a while to take him out. But regardless, he's going to die. Squall line in 40 seconds, so I need to be aware of that. Flip around, and we have an FI-98 coming in. I think that's a German Tier 2 ground pounder, if I recall correctly. It doesn't seem like it has a whole lot of hit points because it's dying very quickly. Yep, he's dead. Outside of the garrison, so we still don't have the garrison, which I am perfectly okay with. And I still am hesitant. Like, it's the only targets around, but I'm still hesitant about shooting them down. But, you know, it's the target. I'll get capture points, so let's take it. Take it out, and yeah, nice. I think that was AA guns. I don't think there's anyone behind me. Here comes a bulldog again. It's squall line, so we have to be aware of that. And at this point, we're basically going to win. I just need to make sure I don't die and farm as much points as I can. So here's a TSH-2 right up behind him. And notice how my guns don't overheat very quickly, which is nice. And also notice how I've been I fired my rockets, but he pulled away at the last second, so nice play by him. It means we don't get Rocketeer, but that's okay. I don't mind. F3F is knocked out, which is awesome. I'm stalling because, yeah. But it kind of pulls out of the stall pretty quickly, so I'm right on target again. See if we can take him out. The fact that these guns don't overheat very quickly is really good. So that's good. FW57 is coming in, so we'll take him out pretty easily as well. Here's a bulldog. He's going to die very quickly as well. Yep, he's gone. And at this point, you know, just farming a little bit more. This battle wasn't very hard, but we kind of just camped right by their spawn. I mean, not at their spawn, but there was a lot of planes over here. They wanted to take this garrison very badly, so it's pretty easy. There's only one plane left. Let's see if we can take him out before the end of the battle. We're going full throttle here. But yeah, this plane even was maneuvering against Tier 2 planes, which is very impressive for a Tier 3 plane, in my opinion. I don't get them, but got some assistance, and that does it. Just about 21,000, just under 21,000. Hero of the Sky And no epic medals because this is only a tier 3 plane after all. But anyway, now that you've kind of seen the gameplay, what do I think of the plane? Well, it is very fun. You don't have any airspeed for the most part. You are very, very slow. And your altitude performance is atrocious. You don't have altitude performance. However, if you can get this plane into the dogfight, right into the thick of it, and just start spinning with everyone around you, that's where this plane shines. And so I recommend with this plane going to center objectives and just sitting in the center objectives, or even going to the enemy spawn and camping there as well. There's the score, very high score, awesome, awesome. Flying start for 3 aerial kills in the first sortie. We never got shot down, so it's an easy one. 5,000 personal points in 2 battles. Yeah, nothing special, but you can't really get anything special in this. We got 22 kills, not bad. And yes, I was playing this plane because I was currently trying to still unlock the I-17. But yeah, it's a fun plane. I highly recommend it. It is a lot of fun. Go ahead and leave comments down below. I always like to read your comments, and I hope you all have a great day.